Hello guys and welcome back to another video. I just wanted to make this short little video because Valve just announced new Valve hardware. First of all, the one that I'm most excited about here is the Steam Machine, the new one, not the old ones that were like kinda bad. It's very tiny, 6 inches, so basically 16 centimeters in a cube. Very tiny. Very tiny little guy. And it's gonna have a new verified system, it seems like, for the Steam Machine console, so that you know that your games are gonna play well. And the funny thing is, I don't know if I can find it. Give me a second. They're saying 4K gaming at 60 FPS with FSR, which is, well, we'll get to that when we're getting to the specs. It of course runs steamOS, the best operating system of all time. And it's gonna have this cool little LED bar. And the most important thing, it's a computer, so they are not like Microsoft, because they are not telling you how to use your computer, which I very like. And it also has very good communication with a TV, for example, because it has like the feature that when you turn on your TV, the console also turns on, and the same thing I guess with the Steam controller too. So that if you turn your Steam controller on, that the console turns also on automatically, it seems like. And if we are going to the specs here, it's gonna have a semi-custom AMD Zen 4, so last gen CPU, with 6 cores and 12 threads, up to 4.8 GHz at a 30 watt TDP. And if it can hit almost 5 GHz at a 30 watt TDP, I'm gonna be stunned, guys. That's gonna be crazy. Because 30 watts is very, very low for a CPU. Even for a CPU like this. 4.8, that's supposed to hit 4.8 GHz. Like a 4.8 GHz CPU at 30 watts is a lot to ask, but I guess we'll see how well it performs when it comes out. And for the GPU side of things, also a last gen GPU, not even last gen. It's RDNA 3. Oh, RDNA 3. Yes, RDNA 3 is last gen. With a TDP of 110 watts, so from the TDP wise, it's gonna be in like a 40-60 about range, which is pretty good in terms of performance. And for the RAM, I'm a little bit concerned, even though, I mean, the RAM is supposed to be upgradable, at least that's what I've heard. So the RAM itself is not a problem, but the 8 GB of GDDR6 VRAM, that's gonna run out if you wanna game at 4K, even with FSR in some titles. So we'll see how that goes, but considering how RAM prices have been skyrocketing lately, no wonder this console has that low of RAM. But maybe they're gonna make a 32 gigs of DDR5 RAM version down the line, and hopefully they're gonna make a 32 gigabytes of DDR5 version and a 12 gig GDDR6 version for the GPU as well, because 8 gigs for the GPU if you want to game at 4K is a little bit low. They also managed to fit in a internal power supply, which is kind of crazy if you look at the size of this thing. It's 16 centimeters or 6 inches, I think, or was it 6 inches? Yeah, it was 6 inches. So 16 centimeters about. And here. On the storage, they made two models, a 512 and 2 terabyte one, which is kind of a lot of a distance if you think about it, because 512 gig, and then it goes instantly up to 2 terabytes. But these are NVMe SSDs, so I guess you can just buy the 512 model and then upgrade down the line. Both models include a high-speed microSD card slot, yes, but microSD cards are not that great for AAA titles. It also comes with Bluetooth, of course, and a integrated 2.4 GHz Steam controller wireless adapter, which is great because you don't want a USB port to get used when you want to use your Steam controller. That's pretty good. It also has a display port that can do 4K 240 Hz or 8K 60. Supports HDR, FreeSync and daisy chaining, of course. And the HDMI port comes with 4K 120, supports HDR, FreeSync and CEC. And CEC, I think, is the thing that you can you can connect it to your smart TV or TV in general, so that if you turn your TV on, that then the console turns on as well, which is pretty nice to see. It comes with two USB 3.0 Gen 1 port at the front, so two USB-A ports at the front, two USB-A ports at the back, and only one USB-C port, which is not a lot, and that one is at the back as well, so you can plug in your USB-C port if you wanna hook up your phone or something. It's not gonna happen. You need an adapter for it, or your phone has an USB-A and dongle. It also comes with a gigabit internet, which is good enough, I guess. And it's gonna weigh 2.6 kilos, and like I said, the size is absolutely ridiculous. And it of course runs steamOS, like I said earlier. That's the thing that I'm most excited about here. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to afford one, to be honest. But if I can afford one, you can bet on it that I'm gonna be benchmarking this here on the channel. And the Steam Friend they introduced as well. It's also a pretty interesting device, to be honest, because it also runs steamOS, but it can run the normal Windows games, but it has an ARM processor, which is pretty crazy. And that also indicates that the Steam Deck 2, if it's gonna come out sometime, that's gonna have an ARM processor, because ARM processors are very efficient, and that's good for a handheld device. And the fact that it can run now the x86 games on an ARM processor, so you can basically bet on it that the Steam Deck 2 is gonna have an ARM processor in it, because ARM is just the best option for portable devices. And you can stream your games as well, so you don't have to rely on the headset. So if you want to play something that's more intensive, you can stream it from the Steam machine or pretty much any other PC that runs Steam, which is pretty nice. These are the specs. It runs a 4nm Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 on ARM64, of course. It also comes just with 16 gigs of RAM. There are also two storage options, 256 gigabytes and 1 terabyte, which once again, I don't really like this storage configuration. I would have done 500 gigabytes and 1 terabyte here and not 256 and 1 terabyte. But you can also expand this with a micro SD card slot, so you could be fine, but again, for AAA titles, I don't think that's gonna be enough and good to use a micro SD card for it. In terms of power, it has a battery, 21.6 watt hours, so that's fine, I guess. This once again just comes with one USB-C port in the rear for charging and data transfer, I guess, or I guess you could hook up an external hard drive to it via this port. So, but where do you want to store your expandable hard drive? Is it gonna be like the Apple headset, where you have like a giant cable running to your pocket? That would be funny. The display is yeah, I don't know what kind of range of display is this for. I guess it's a mix between 4K and 1440p, and it has a 144 Hz refresh rate. That's good to see. Love to see that high refresh rate. Otherwise, in terms of specs, this thing is like, yeah. I'm not really that excited for the VR headset, because the VR headset is gonna be the most expensive thing. Because if you look at the Valve Index, what that was priced at. Here, the Valve Index, the complete kit, you paid like over 1,000 euros for it. So yeah, if you just wanted the headset, 500, but yeah, who buys just the headset? You want controllers as well. So yeah, it's gonna be about in that price range. So yeah, not really that excited for the headset. And otherwise, we have the new Steam controller, of course, that got announced. And this one is actually the second thing that I'm most excited about, because I like my Xbox controller, but my hands are like I don't really like using the Xbox controller. Like my tiny little finger always gets like bad if I play a long time on the Xbox controller. So I hope that this one is better in terms of supporting large hands, but I don't think it will. But we'll see about that. And it has the trackpads, of course, which are also very exciting for games that depend on mouse controls. And it runs all in the Steam ecosystem, which I very like. Yeah, and I don't know much about controllers in general, so I can't talk much about that. But the Steam controller, I think I'm gonna be able to afford, and I'm gonna review it here on the channel, of course. Yeah, that's pretty much it. If there are any new use or something, I hope I'm gonna be able to cover it. But yeah, I just wanted to make this quick video to see if you like it, if you're that much excited about it like I am, or if you're like, nah, I'm buying a PlayStation instead, it's better for me or something. But I imagine that a lot of people are gonna miss out on the Steam machine because of the price. They're saying they wanna price it at a entry-level computer, so yeah, depending on the performance that we're gonna get at the end, it could be worth it, but it also could be very well not worth it. But I guess we'll see about that device, how the pricing goes, because in the end, the pricing is what's gonna decide it. Because if this one is priced competitively and it can perform a lot better than a PS5 Pro with a PC games library and instead level of unlocked like a PC, then it's gonna be good. But if it's priced too expensive, like you saw with the PS5 Pro, it's just not gonna sell well. The only ones that are gonna be buying this are the tech enthusiasts that wanna have this. So I hope the pricing is competitive for the performance that it offers you. Because if this offers you a level of performance that is significantly better than a PS5 Pro, then it could very well sell well, because it's gonna be more future-proof in the end. So yeah, that's it for the video. I'm very interested what you guys, the experts, have to say about this device. If you like it or not, you can write a comment if you want. And see you in the next video.